Ndị be anyị kenekwen m unu, anyị si ka nke onye chiri ya zerụkwa. Anyị si n'ụbọchị nke taa dịrị na anyị na mma, na ihe ya dịka echi na echi ada agwụ agwụ, otu anyị kwuru otu akọ ya dịrịrị. Ise 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 dịka o si dị, ihe a bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si na-ewetara ya bụ ozi ọnụ ụjọ gị na ugbu a n'iru akwụkwọ gbasịta maka ya bụ ife unu na anụ na-eme n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya, anụ gburu onwe a na-azụ n'ala Igbo. Ya bụ ife ka na-ewetara na Eastern News 24. Ya wetara n'iru akwụkwọ bụ n'ụbọchị nke taa bụ according to one of the Biafran activists, and he quotes, Biafrans react, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release, Southerners, Northerners, Nigeria prepares for homecoming, restructuring. Here the news in details. All right, according to the activists wetara bụ ozi n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa, mgbaga eziokwu na ndị Igbo amala ife anyị welu. Yes, he quoted that ndị Igbo amara ndere mmadụ ha welu, how they wish that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu see from their side. All right, I got to put ya bụ ife dịka unu ya ego ya chetakwa na unu ga-esia ya unari ati atụ iji ife okwu n'iru akwụkwọ. All right, over to you, sir.
The importance of Nnamdi Kanu is recognized in northern Nigeria. Northerners are saying that we need a person like Nnamdi Kanu in our region. Northerners are saying that we need a person like Nnamdi Kanu in our region. Mind you, Nnamdi Kanu speaks for every tribe in Nigeria, the freedom of every tribe in Nigeria. Let's look at this. Khalid Yazidu, a prominent northern youth advocate and political commentator, took to social media to share a powerful and emotional reflection of Nnamdi Kanu's words in court, calling them not merely a defense, but a cry from a depth of a wounded soul. We know that injustice prevails in this system that we find ourselves. And when you come out and start speaking for the people, you become an enemy of the government. So Northerners admire what Nnamdi Kanu has been doing over the years. We expect Nnamdi Kanu to be released according to the judge and the judgment. We expect Nnamdi Kanu to be released. The judge said he has to conclude the case. He must conclude the case anytime soon. Let me read this, what the judge said about Nnamdi Kanu and that case. He says, the court has been adjourned to the 6th, 7th, and 8th of May. The judge says this matter must come to a conclusion by the 8th of May. It has lingered for 10 years and I'm not going to stew it anymore. We are going to give an account of our actions here on earth when we die. I want to give a good account. So we're expecting, we don't know the mind games that the federal government is playing on this Nnamdi Kanu issue or case, but we're expecting that they conclude Nnamdi Kanu's release, because he has to be released. Almost every Igbo man is in DSS detention. Every reasonable Igbo man, likewise me, we are in DSS detention. We are in captivity. When Nnamdi Kanu is free, when Nnamdi Kanu go through the process, because you can't find Nnamdi Kanu guilty. Nnamdi Kanu has said that I am not guilty. So the court has to prove that he's guilty, which the jurisdiction of proving Nnamdi Kanu guilty, then we have to go back to how he was being transported into Nigeria. How did the government get hold of Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya? What processes did they take in bringing him into Nigeria? Do they have the grounds to persecute him or prosecute him? Because I think this is persecution. So today is 6th of May 2025, and we're expecting that Nnamdi Kanu would obtain his release. I'm very happy that everybody is now realizing the importance of this young man. Federal government led by the Fulani, I know they don't want him to leave that place. They don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be free at all, which God in heaven will make sure that they don't kill this young man in prison. Tinubu has to restructure Nigeria and also facilitate the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is in the hands of the government to do the needful. I don't know whatever political implications it has on 2027 elections. Whether some people are saying that they want to release him so that Igbo youth will be fixated on what they are going to do with Nnamdi Kanu than what politics will be played 27. I don't care. See, what the reasons why you see me here every morning is because I need Nigeria to be restructured. We have so many talented people, so many good people, so many intelligent people, so many skillful people in Nigeria. But the system is destroying their destinies. Look at JAMB. 75% 75% failed JAMB. Not even got less than 200. That is over failure. When we were writing JAMB those days, you having 200, you have failed now. You having 220, you have failed. 230, you have failed. But we have a system that if we don't restructure, imagine we sharing a country with people that think backwards, people that don't want to move the country forward. In whatever, see, you see the tax form. The National Assembly is going to resume and they are going to deliberate on the tax form implementation, constitutional review. Let's see how some elements from northern Nigeria would not want these policies, these reforms to be passed. They will kick against the reforms because they believe that they have a certain kind of system they need to infuse in Nigeria. That their nomadic Islamic system, they want it to be part. That's why you see, however, most of us came to realize that there is Sharia in the 1999 constitution. We are shocked. How come do we have Sharia in our own constitution? Constitution, we have Sharia. So the Northerners have the kind of governance they want for Nigeria. Irrespective, okay, you want to Islamize Nigeria. Let us go now. No, you cannot go. We are one Nigeria. I heard it from two people's mouth. The unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. Number one, Buhari. Number two, Sultan of Sokoto. Two Fulanis. And two people that are pushing for the agenda of Uthman Danfodio. So we cannot be sharing the same country with some people who are not wanting us to achieve our destinies as distinct people with heritage, different heritage. The mindset of an Igbo man is different from that of another person over there in the Middle Belt and North Nigeria. That's why we need to have our own society protected. But there are some people that want to make sure that they erase your heritage, make sure that your culture is inferior, and they dominate you in every aspect of your life, like the way the Fulanis have been doing the Hausas. So I'm very happy that the influence of Nnamdi Kanu cuts across the southeast, even to the southwest, and other parts of Nigeria. The Middle Belt are acknowledging some of the statements, from some of the psychology of Nnamdi Kanu. The sacrifice this young man has sacrificed for this Biafra agitation, this liberation of the African. It is not only Nigerians or Yoruba people or the Hausa people or Igbo people. This man is an African liberator. So the court has adjourned to 6th. We are on, today is 6th. We're expecting whatever they are going to do. I hope they are not having sinister motives to convict this guy on top nothing. So the matter must come to an end. I hope they are serious with what they are saying, not that the matter must come to an end. When he reach now, on that baby grammar, baby call from Abuja will go enter. They'll call the talk baby grammar from left to right center. Okay. We never forget that the federal government tried using somebody who came to testify in court to connect Nnamdi Kanu to Simon Ekpa. Remember, there was a time Simon Ekpa was saying sit at home. And we had killings. Nnamdi Kanu, during one of the court sessions, says, I did not start this agitation for my people to be killed. Stop the killings. No sit at home. But however, Simon Ekpa and his group of agitators decided to go on with the sit at home. So the Nigerian government is trying every way, means or possible to suppress this young man. Maybe if they can be able to connect him with Simon Ekpa, they can bring him to a negotiating table whereby he will have to agree with some of their terms and conditions. Or else, if they want to do the needful, they need to release this young man. Take him back to where you got him from. Then you start the normal process of trying to extradite him from the UK or whatsoever. If the UK is one of your allies, extradite him. The same way you are spending resources, spending everything you can to extradite Simon Ekpa. What Nigeria needs is restructuring. All these funds are back. When I see refinery, we talk baby grammar, money spent, sorry, turn around for refinery, trillion spent. Now $800 something million spent. At the end of the day, 8 years, this is 10 years, nothing is working. And we wasted time. When they say this system will not work, some people just come from one place, start speaking BB grammar. This, that. The system would not work. I said it before, Tinubu has the ample opportunity to restructure Nigeria. If not, it is going to be a hard one on Southerners. If these Northerners lay hold on power, this is the bitter truth. Forget all these cosmetic governance system that you are, you can't go against this, you can't go against that. Can you explain why terrorists will kill people? Can you explain? They will kill people, kidnap people, and the Nigerian government will say they want to rehabilitate them. Have you been able to rehabilitate your prisoners in your various cells? That you are rehabilitating terrorists? Why is it that our army is not winning the war against this banditry? Why is it that nobody is accountable? Nobody is explaining to Nigerians, this is the pains we are going through. Nobody is addressing Nigerians, except there's something that happened and it goes viral. You see the army spokesperson will come and start addressing. Nigerians don't understand. Make them understand. Why would you rehabilitate? I saw a report the other time. They say if they don't rehabilitate this Boko Haram, that they will go back to terrorism. See, they don't. If you are involved in terrorism, you get the capital punishment. That is it. That is it. In a fair society, you get life imprisonment so that it doesn't encourage other people. Imagine, somebody said that when the Kaduna kidnap happened, that he stayed in with kidnappers for 100 and something days during the time of Buhari, he met one of the kidnappers that kidnapped him for many days in a mosque. He met him in a mosque. The guy looking tattered. They had conversation. He said he has forgiven him. He is no more. If you have other kidnappers that is reading the story of this young man that was kidnapped and later met the person that kidnapped him in a mosque, the person is doing Okada, whatsoever, he is rehabilitated and got him back in the society. Those ones that are in the bush, what is the motive? That is a motivation. They believe that nothing will happen to them if they go into kidnapping. You see some of them flaunting money online, left, right, center. This one that you say that can be an informant. He has stopped banditry. He's now this. These are informants. These are people that if there's no money, don't you think that they can easily go back into kidnapping? The capital punishment is for terrorists. Capital punishment is for terrorists. Okay? Look at, let me read this. Say, I won't forgive Nigerian government. Man says after meeting bandit who abducted him, now repentant in Kaduna Mosque. The reintegration of repentant Boko Haram fighters essential for national security. That is from the National Orientation Agency. Essential for national security. So the army have not been able to explain to us how come you have been implementing this policy for a very long time and it has not yielded results. National security, but people are still dying and dying in their droves. People are afraid to go to farm. Some places are displaced. In Enugu State, a young man was crying the other time that he just took his brother. Yesterday in Benue State, a full bus, people just kidnapped. How has it played out? Other countries, is that what they do? That's why I said we need to restructure this country. These things are influenced by some of those Northerners in the army and Northerners generals in politics and whatsoever. The policies that reintegration. If you catch an Igbo man after you tag him IPOB, you take him in underground cell. Most of them they are being killed. Most of them we don't find their parts anymore. But if it's a particular set of people, you carry them, put in one place, give them food, give them clothes. You are saying you are rehabilitating them. While others you don't think of rehabilitating them, going through the same program and bring them back into society. It's just like rinse and repeat. Those who ones going into banditry, you capture them, rinse and repeat. How can you make me understand? Is somebody gave a revelation at a radio station. He said he was one of his sniper soldiers. He killed many of these Boko Haram guys. His own colleagues shot him. You are killing them too much. Okay, they should not kill them so that tomorrow they will carry them and go and rehabilitate them. So capital punishment is what we need. But since nobody wants to listen to anybody, they do the things they want to do. The other time, 309 Boko Haram repentant terrorists, they rehabilitated them and brought them into the society, and we are living together. I've said it. Tinubu has the ample opportunity to restructure Nigeria. If he doesn't, it is on his own. He's just risking it. So Nnamdi Kanu is an epitome of liberation. If you don't like him, I don't know. If you don't like him, that's your business. You need to like him. Listen to the message. Listen to the pain. If you have been through what some of these Southeasterners have been through, these guys, whether it is Samonekpa, whether it is Wazirike, whether it is Nnamdi Kanu, whether it is Ojukwu, these guys have been pushing for one Nigeria for a very long time. And they have come to the realization that this one Nigeria is not bound to work. Look at what Professor Akintola said. Yoruba should unite all over globally because they know that Nigeria as a project is failed. And these colonial masters want to make sure that everybody is structured in this, your Nigeria. Put you together. They know that it cannot work. But so far you are fighting yourself, you're arguing against yourself, you are being divided. They will look for somebody who is corrupt. I need to read something to you. Yorubas have realized it. I hope these elite politicians realize that we need to regionalize or balkanize this system and create a system that works. We know the system that works for us Africans. It is not the system that you will create for us. Who own our natural resources? Private companies are the ones running our natural resources. And who own these private companies? Are they Nigerian companies who own that are drilling our oil? Are they Nigerian companies? Are they Shell, Chevron? Are they Nigerian companies? Some Nigerian companies just stay and they partner with these investors. And investors take a lot from us. They manage our resources in Nigeria. We Nigerians cannot manage our resources 100%. Even 80%, we cannot manage our resources ourselves. They want to take advantage of the division of Nigeria to start managing our resources and stealing from us. Can we tell ourselves the drop? Can we account to every last drop of crude oil that leaves Nigeria? Can we account? But what they do is they look for people like Tompulo, look for people like Asari Dokubo, give them guns, give them prominence, look for corrupt leaders. Now, they'll give them power in exchange of loyalty. Look what happened in 2015. Bring back our girls. Bring back our girls. Before you know, they send message to the governor of Maiduguri then, who is the vice president now. These girls will be kidnapped too. Maybe not take these girls will be kidnapped. But they just do as if, no, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. All of a sudden, the girls are whisked away. They carry the problem, push for a Jonathan. Jonathan brought in somebody, Ihejirika. Ihejirika was hitting these guys, these terrorists. He went into and started, Northerners were all complaining, both politicians and the likes. They're complaining that Una won't kill also. It happened in Borno State under Ishetima, that is now the vice president, because, like I said, these imperialists, they give you power in exchange of loyalty. Buhari and El-Rufai, they threaten the government of Jonathan. Bamboos and monkeys will be soaked in blood, you go back in body bars and what have you. Islamics, willing tools used. Tinubu, they all played into that is it trap or agreement? Because I believe it's an agreement. I believe that's what my belief is. Civil society organizations, hey, left, right, center, they are blowing their trumpet, boom, under Jonathan. Shade him. They organize this seminar, they organize this work, they organize this protest. When they actually won the election, when Buhari actually won, we did not even see these civil society organizations anymore. They disappeared under Buhari. They disappeared under Tinubu. So the West, they know, they believe that they have silenced Nnamdi Kanu, but that voice is still speaking in our minds till tomorrow. This is a do or die situation. It's survival of the fittest. We must do everything we can to make sure that we are liberated from this system that's been created by the colonial masters, by the imperialists. If you go and read a book, Why Africa is Underdeveloped, you learn a lot of things. It's a deliberate. Even these are leaders, they know. But most times they can't help it. Look at what FBI is doing with Tinubu. I will release redacted files. You think the US wants better thing for Nigeria? You have something on somebody, at the time you needed to release it, you were waiting to use it against the person, but maybe the person agreed to 1 or 2 terms and conditions. You now start removing anywhere they put this man's name there. Anywhere you start removing, you reshuffle it and presented half-truth to people. Now, Trump has entered. You want to now present it. So they look for people that they can control and use them to make sure that they keep Africa poor. We have decided to take our destinies in our hands. That's why you see movements just like the Biafra, Yoruba, and other movements. It is only to change the system that is most important. Nothing else than changing the system. If you continue, you waste your time. Some of us, we started when we were 18, 16, 17, 18. Now we are almost around 30. They wasted a lot of our time. Some of the opportunities we can look at the educational system now. I talked about this APC influencers online saying P2P did not build any school for 8 years. But they didn't read the manifesto of P2B. P2B's manifesto says that he's not going to build any new schools. He's going to make sure that he equip the schools and make the schools, existing schools, up to standard. And we looked at the performance of the Anambra students. Okay, they said they have miracle centers. But when you look at JAMB today, our results, most of those that get high in JAMB are in Lagos. Most of those Anambra students that get high score in JAMB are in Lagos. So is it Lagos Miracle Center? We have been building schools and schools and schools. Every school, the ones we have not been able to maintain it. That's why you see 75% people fail. And some people are pushing. The ones that are available, how equipped are they? The teachers, how equipped? The curriculum, how sophisticated is the curriculum? We can't talk about all these things, but we just... The education they have given us in the past is only making us to become servants and never to be people that think. We don't think. Because the kind of... may God help Nigerians. Nnamdi Kanu will be released. Nobody is going to convict him for any crime because he has not committed any crime. I stand with Nnamdi Kanu.
Ene ba ngwa daluli nenu kunisi Venezuela no bosi uruchi nketa dika isipono kwa egene uterunya update basta maka United States of Biafra kifi wadi ku basta maka yeni na wana ku ni ro akwụkwọ drop ora feature no dinke gi na Eastern News 24 mba isi uterunya bozi kemesia no munnem.